Hello and welcome to another edition of Fridays with Frankie here on the Frankie and Ding Dong Show. I am Frankie Avalon and here with my best friend and co-host and co-owner of the Frankie and Ding Dong Show production, King Ding Dong.
How you doing tonight, Frankie? We are here on a Friday, and speaking of Fridays, and not frying out yet, but
no, there's going to be plenty of that coming. We have tournaments this weekend coming up, so there could be plenty of fries.
Yes,
don't worry about that. So
back windows might not be safe.
Yeah, exactly. So neither will the plaster, maybe.
Yeah.
So before we get started tonight, we're actually going to drop like a little bit of a poll into the comment section. Well, for you, the viewers at home, into the comment section. We want you to vote in the comments. And after the first, probably, let's go like 20 minutes into the show. After that, we will tally up the results. Yes or no to FDDS dropping the oil pattern tonight for Scotch on the Rocks. Answer in the comment section. We will abide by the results. So I'd say about 20 minutes into the show, I have the live ticker going up here. I can follow, and we will abide by that. And if the yeses win, we will drop the oil pattern, the graph, the information tonight. If not, we will drop it at a later date before the tournament. Look at Mallory Clark checking right in. Yes, she wants to know. So 1-0 yeses.
Do you think we're actually going to have any no's? Do you think people are going to be like, nah?
Considering
show up.
Considering here we go. So my memories came up today, and it was us dropping the water pattern for Scotch on the Rocks for last year.
That was so much fun.
It was crazy. It was a weird one. I guarantee it will not be like water pattern. That's all I'll give you that hint right now. Totally nothing like water pattern.
Totally
nothing.
Different. Yeah. We're always making new stuff.
Yeah.
And, kind of stretching the envelope, if you will, with oil patterns.
Yeah.
And, this was another fun one that we kind of pulled out of the closet, if you will. We have a bunch of them that we just have sitting around. And this was one of the ones we had kind of sitting around, something that Frankie's really been wanting us to push for something like this.
Something like this, yeah.
So we kind of drew it up and had it sitting, and it's kind of an ode to something kind of current event.
Kind of recent, yeah. So just think kind of current events, what's going on right now. And so I like that you had kind of got this kind of ball rolling a long time ago with this pattern. And, again, we do such a good job with a collaborative effort between me, you, the mad scientist. Part of this is something I've been really wanting to push for a while to try it. And obviously you already had this in motion. You've done a wonderful job designing and working in the computer program, getting things designed with Greg. And, so it's great that we can just get this together and just create another cool pattern. Our last pattern, speaking of tournaments, we want to give a shout out to Mike Clausen for winning the FDDS No Wood Left Behind tournament.
Yeah.
That was a great pattern. That was a fun pattern.
For sure.
The I Can't Drive 55 wall pattern, 55 mils. And we still were able to find shape and hook, and 39 feet, in some zones 34 feet.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, that was a fun pattern to play. It got me out of my comfort zone. Once I got into the part of the lane that I should have been in earlier, I was scoring fine.
Absolutely.
And it was a good pattern. It actually held up really well all day.
Yeah.
And I thought that we really nailed that one. I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah. Everyone thought, 55 mils, blah, blah, blah. I'm never going to find hook.
There wasn't really too much as far as like ball return issues or like, any of that type of stuff we thought we would have with the tournament. So it actually went pretty smooth.
Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing, we start with a napkin drawing and just an idea.
Right.
And then, the oil machine is basically like a big giant paintbrush.
Right.
So I figure out how we can make that like just napkin drawing and how we can actually paint that on the lane with the oil machine.
Right.
Try to figure out some kind of like goal numbers we can hit. And then I, talk to Greg. Greg gets us loaded into the computer for us, and based upon what we've worked on, and it came out really well.
It was. And great.
Even though it was 55 mils, I knew there was going to be hook, because the thing that is when we build an oil pattern, we're putting oil down on lanes. We know why and when we're putting it there. Yeah. Plus, the other things we can control are the cleaner ratio. We can control everything when we build our own pattern. So I knew that there would be hook. I did put in some, precautions, if you will, so to try to minimize ball returns and minimize, pins moving around on the deck, out of ranges and such. Now, of course, if we had a lot of people using like house balls, if you will, there would have been a hell of a lot of ball returns.
Absolutely.
But obviously, in our tournaments, we don't have people using ball returns. And after that tournament, they definitely redress the lanes for the
yeah,
players,
absolutely, so for sure. So right now, yeses are up 1-0. I just put a thing in there letting people know. Come in and vote. Share it up on your pages. We're in double-digit viewers right now. Share it to your page. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook, just share it right off of our page if you're watching it. So it goes right to your page. You get as many viewers in here as possible. We talk all kinds of bowling. We talk tournaments. We talk league. High score shout-outs, please. Anyone that you know that had a high score shout-out in the last probably 2 weeks. We didn't do a show last Friday. So basically, it's been a couple weeks since the last show. So why don't we,
Burnt Toast, I think, had another 800, didn't he?
He did, yeah. And a three, was he have a 300 in that set? 300, another 800. Burnt Toast is bowling Sunday. Yeah. And the Carl's tournament. Here we go. Gaskill says yes. So, Josh, look at the bottom of the screen. We're going across on the ticker. Yes or no to FDDS dropping the oil pattern for Scotch on the Rocks tonight during the show? That is the question. We said 20 minutes in, we will start tallying the results. We got about 15 minutes left on that. QDD checking in. Right now, we have yeses are up 3-0. So, so it's looking good for the yeses right now.
QDD, dude.
Jeff says no. We have a center. 3-1.
Let's go. Let's go for the nose.
Oh, we have another yes. 4, 5-1. Yeses are winning in a landslide right now. Let's go. Keep it going. Keep it going.
I figured it would.
But it's going to be fun. Okay. So congrats to Clausen for winning the last. And, like he said, he hadn't won in a while. It always feels good to win.
Awesome.
And Mike was incredible all day. That was a lot of fun to watch. But going into the next tournament, Sunday, KWT Sphinx 40. Here's the skinny on that tournament. 25.2 mils, max ratio 2.00 to 1. February 4th. Tournament's full. It's a loaded field. I'll tell you. I looked at it.
Yeah, it is.
And then we have a lane of dicks. Did you see that today?
Dick.
All of them changed the names. Yeah, Dick the Bandit. They changed all their names. Everyone's a dick on that pair now.
Is there a hung
Dick Hammer, which is probably my favorite name. It was Boom Hammer. It's now Dick Hammer.
Dick Hammer.
Dick Whitman, obviously Dick de Jour. I can't even remember how many.
Is Hungus on there?
No, he's on our pair next to that. So it's I'll tell you, it's gonna be a couple of party pairs.
Dick Hung.
So it's funny because Beer Hunter had said, how come you should have, good thing I wasn't on that pair or something like that. And Hungus is like, that wouldn't have worked out for you in that pair because his last name's Chad Byrne, so it could have been Dick Byrne. Or Dick Hunter. Dick Hunter. Could have been Dick Hunter.
Or Beer Dick.
Beer Dick. None of them are good. Beer Dick. Beer Dick. None of those sound good. So, Twisted Dick for Twisted Tees on that pair. Yeah. So, Jeff says make them sweat. I think anything we do makes them sweat. Jeff, whether they know about it or not. Yeah, Jeff Purchase. So we love Jeff. He's one of our boys.
Absolutely. They'll be sweating on this one.
Sunny D says yes. So so now it's 6-1 now on the yeses, but there's still plenty of time to vote. There's about 13 minutes left on that. Del Picard checking in. What's up, guys? Good to see you, Del.
What's up,
Del? So I got a lot, bowling 3 different things in 3 weeks. So we got this Sunday's the Sphinx tournament.
Yep.
Next Sunday, Scotch on the Rocks.
Yep.
And then the following weekend, Grind'em Gaskill's in here. I'm going down to bowl NEBA trios on Saturday, and then NEBA doubles with Grind'em on Sunday.
Nice.
So it's going to be a lot of bowling, different places. I think we're at East Providence lanes. So Jeff says no, he's voting again. That's awesome. That's funny. So I'm excited. A lot of bowling here in the next 3 weeks. I'm pretty excited that I get to bowl doubles with Grind'em. So Grind'em's such a good dude, and trio. So it's going to be me, Grind'em, and Tommy Guns is actually bowling.
Oh, nice.
That. So that's actually going to be fun. So, but Sunday, what's your thoughts on Sphinx? Sphinx was the 3rd lowest scoring pace in a tournament I'd ever had back when I ran the Mist, and that was in Augusta when I ran it, the Sphinx at that place. So it's definitely a tough pattern. 40
feet can be really tough, especially in certain centers.
Yeah, and I mean, Augusta's kind of a weird one because you got those hooking fronts and then the not hooking backs, so it gets a little odd. So,
Yeah, Augusta can be hard, with especially anything that's
All right,
beyond
I'll be right
short
back.
in Augusta can be hard for sure.
Ding Dong's got the con for a minute, as they say.
So Frankie stepping out, but Sphinx at 40 feet could play tough at Bayside, but it is only 25 mils. I'm sure you'll see multiple angles being played into the pocket. It's going to be who finds their ball going through the pins the best way, able to kick out those corner pins. That's really going to be the tough thing. But you're going to see all sorts of ball reactions out there. I'm sure there'll be people playing the gutter with surface, urethane. There'll be people inside, playing surface with the resin. And then you'll see people inside just banging on some shiny resin and hooking the whole lane. Is Nino going to be there?
I don't think he's because he's going to be out in. They have their next tournament, I think, in Chicago, and because he's going to do the PBA league thing, and then they're bowling the next PBA stop. So I think he's just staying out there, as far as I know. So
it's almost too bad because I think that 40-foot length for Nino would be really fun as just a spectator of bowling. I think that's right in his sweet zone of being able to hook the whole lane.
I'm just putting up the picture of the Sphinx oil pattern for everyone to see it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the Kegel picture, but I mean, it kind of gives you the idea of what it is.
Yeah, obviously we're using the
Brunswick, the Envoy Plus, yep.
So, but yeah, that 40 feet watching Nino bang the whole lane would be fun. But I guess not having a bowl against him is a bonus.
It's even better.
I mean, there's definitely some really, really great players.
It feels loaded. I mean, you look at some of the guys that are in the field. I know, like obviously Grinding. We have Stephen Majors in the field. We got
Storman.
No, Storman's not.
No,
Storman's not on the list for Sunday.
What about Jimmy Prince?
Old Jimmy's bowling.
Yep,
old Jimmy's bowling.
He's a great player as well.
Yeah, I mean, we got Matt Cardulo's bowling. There's
Burnt
a lot.
Toast will be there.
Burnt Toast, Burnt Toast is bowling.
Was high average for the NEBA last season.
Yeah.
You know,
and Burnt Toast has won up here, right? Yeah, he's won.
Burnt Toast, you can't count him out.
He's a good player, good dude too. So I mean, there's again, the field's loaded. You got Splinter and Nut Sauce in it. I mean, Nut Sauce is absolutely, arguably the hottest bowler. She won in Carl's. She's won ours this year. She's got 2 titles. I believe she's the only 2-time titleist this season, as far as I know. So
on 2 patterns that aren't traditional.
Well, no, Splinter has 2 titles. Splinter, because he won the TOC and he won. Too? Yeah, so. And Nut Sauce and Splinter both have 2 titles.
Fuck, man, that household.
4 titles in that house. That's wild.
Shit.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So Josh says 40 is a great length for me. You know what's a great length for me? Anywhere that urethane will play, that's a good length for me. So
you're a lefty, so
it could be anywhere from 32 to 50, as long as I can bang a purple. We're all set. So
bang it with a sanding pad.
Right. Well, there's that. So no, it'll be fun. 40 will be a fun length. So it's the last Carl's one was a 48-foot Eiffel Tower. So this will definitely be a little bit closer to what we normally see. We're going on 38 Alcatraz right now to be a little bit different than that. I think it's a little less volume, isn't it? Isn't Alcatraz like 27, 28, but it's 38 for Alcatraz. So
a little bit
kind of traps you a little bit. Alcatraz really traps you.
It does, yeah. And
dare I say it, handcuffs you.
Well, you're in ball reaction jail.
It's true. You don't ever want to be in any kind of jail.
No.
Ever.
No. What I found with Alcatraz is you'll have a look for 5 frames or so, and then all of a sudden the transition is
it gets brutal.
Fast and
hard. Yeah, fast and hard is right. So we do want to talk about the raffle ball for Sunday. It's right here next to us, the Track Theorem, one of the fantastic releases from the Brands of Brunswick, the Track Theorem. Ding Dong, you've thrown this ball quite a bit now. It's in your bag on Sport. It's in your bag on House.
It is.
Give us a little bit of skinny on this ball, and what can someone expect when they if they win this?
Yeah, it is an ASIM hybrid with the HK22 cover. I got to tell you, it gets through the fronts pretty easy. Reads the back part of the mids, and man, really goes in the back. Very predictable reaction, and that's why I can use it on both Sport, House, all sorts of things. It definitely likes to see a little bit of friction, obviously, to go. because I do have the factory polish that's on it. I think it's probably a compound.
Yeah, like a compound finish.
Factory compound.
Yep.
However, that still does help it get through the fronts quite a bit. Flares a good amount. It's not a huge ASIM, so it's not like one of those super big bowling balls that you see, like maybe the Defender or whatnot.
Right.
So it does sit under that a little bit, which is I think why you see a little bit of better change in direction.
It's more like that Obsession Toury type of ASIM a little bit.
Yes, and honestly, it's replaced the WebMB in the bag for me. Now I know that this is a hybrid, and the WebMB was a Pearl,
right?
But the WebMB had that additive to it that made it just a little bit earlier. And this one with the HK22 is a little bit later of a hybrid for me. Maybe it's just because the core isn't quite as big as, let's say, like the Prism hybrid cores or those big hybrids.
Yeah.
Great ball, though. Definitely helps give shape when you need it and when the lanes allow for a little bit of shape and the friction. Anyone who has a little bit of rev rate will love this ball for sure.
Yeah. It's, I love the colors in it, too. It's got a little, you can even see like some purple, black, the red. The ball just pops. And I'll tell you, tickets $5 for $5. You can get them at check-in table. You don't have to bowl to win the ball. You can just be there hanging out. We're going to draw it right after qualifying like we usually do. And you can buy $20 worth, $100 worth, $5 worth. Doesn't matter if you want. I mean, this ball is going to be free drilling, courtesy of Bowler Builders Pro Shops, where we both work at Bayside Bowl. And our second location is at Just in Time Recreation, who are in the process of getting the place back up and running, hopefully in the next few months.
Yeah.
So saw some video today of like Linda installing some
getting ready to install new bumpers.
The bumpers, and so that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So it's nice to see progress coming along at Just in Time. Obviously, we're huge supporters of theirs and really hope that they, really can't wait to see them open again. It'd be nice to do a cool little like live video of like a grand reopening or something when that happens. So that'd be fun. Cool. Melissa actually checking in real quick. She had a nice video today on the news about the Bayside team.
Oh yeah,
so
that's
cool.
Just an initial video. There's going to be a longer video featuring. I thought the piece was going to be more featuring the kids. Which it will be, I guess, next week. Today was kind of just an intro to that. I saw a small clip of it, and I didn't think that I was going to be quite so featured because I thought it was more about the kids.
Right.
But I think Jeff Peterson is just leading up
to the full story about it. Yeah, that'll be good.
Week.
Yeah, and Melissa, thank you for sharing that. I saw you shared it, I think, on either your page or on Charlie's page. It was pretty cool. I was at lunch break at work today. I was able to check it out. So thank you for getting that info as well. So that was nice.
But so anyone get in on this ball on Sunday, you're gonna love it. Like, and I think it would work for anyone. 150 rev rate, 650 rev rate, all the way.
Very versatile piece. Is this one a dot ball? Is this dot technology, or is this a regular pin ball? I can't remember. Regular pin. Okay,
it is a regular pin ball,
like our Radical stuff is.
Which we still see a very low failure rate.
Even in we do.
Regular
it's
pin
incredible.
Balls.
Yeah.
It does have. It does have all the new technology for the outer core.
It has a dynamic core too, and all that stuff.
So
absolutely.
Track really being right there with Radical as far as being the techie.
Absolutely.
Yep. Track was always one of
Track
those.
Always, very much.
Phil, who now owns Radical, had a big hand in Track back in the day. And they've stuck to their heritage.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. Which is great. And, having Brian Buckosh doing, he's a motorcycle. So, Brian does a great job with core designs and technology now. So between Brian and Phil, the companies are both in really good hands. So no question there. So that's, you can win that Sunday at the Sphinx tournament. So that's going to be great. I just want to give our thank you to our MFK sponsors, Bowler Builders Pro Shops, Brunswick Bowling, and Orono Brewing for this season. So we want to thank you all. Also, King Ding Dong and I are on staff with Rift Apparel. We want to give Rift a shout out. We'll have our Rift Apparel jerseys on Sunday at the tournament, so that'll be fun. You can definitely check them out at riftapparel.com.
Click the menu button in the upper left-hand corner of the screen and check out the Frankie and Ding Dong section. We have a few of our designs up there featured, but all of our designs are available. Just hit the contact button at the bottom of the screen and get on hold of the good people at Rift Apparel.
We're about 2.5 minutes away from possibly revealing the oil pattern for Scotch on the Rocks. Yeses are right now winning in a landslide, but it's not too you still time to vote. We still got people in here watching the show, which is good. And if we do drop the pattern on the show tonight, I will make sure to get it up on the page for everyone as soon as possible.
Perfect.
If not later tonight, I'll have it on in the morning. But the tournament is February 11th.
If the people that are in there watching right now and are voting, they deserve to see the pattern tonight.
Yeah.
Everyone else who isn't in here,
it's not just you get it tomorrow. Okay, yeah. I'm fine with that. Yeah. So so don't forget that the Scotch on the Rocks is Sunday, February 11th at Bayside Bowl. Check-in time is 8 o'clock. Bowling starts at 9. Teams, the $100 per team, $50 a bowler. There is going to be a $15 high game pot, so it covers all 6 games for the team, which is pretty cool. 32 teams. It's going to be great. It's one of our favorite events of the year.
Absolutely.
If you've never bowled Scotch doubles, it's alternating shot is basically what it is all day. So you throw a 9 count, your partner has to make the spare. Then you get up and throw the next first ball. If you strike, then they're just throwing the next ball. Then if they leave like an 8 count, you have to make the spare. It's every other shot all day. So like say you throw the last shot in the 10th, they throw the first shot in the next game. You know what I mean? So it's always alternating shot, no matter what.
Carries over
game to game.
Yep.
It's a blast. Can't wait. Just love the diversity of the different teams that get into this event.
Yeah.
And we've been fortunate enough to win it a couple of times. Defending champions actually aren't bowling this year, which is Tim Grass and Spencer Grass, and so they're actually not in the tournament field this year. But so that opens it up. So of the 4 ones that we've run, we've won it twice. Hungus and Ripcord won it, and they're in bowling. And Tim and Spencer. So, we'll see if will it be a new team this year? Last year it was 2 bowlers that had no titles, so that added 2 bowlers to the TOC.
Absolutely.
Will that happen this year? Will it be 1 and 1? Will it be
I don't know
adding titles to other bowl? You don't know. It's fun, So out of those 32 teams, the top 8 make match play.
Yeah.
So
this is so we talk about a lot at our tournament series, especially. You get a lot of people that make the cashers round that don't usually make or have made their first ever cut or whatever. And this is definitely one of those tournaments where we've seen that happen. You have in doubles, you have this certain dynamic that once in a while, a doubles group will just catch fire on a certain day and they'll work together great and they'll come in and make a cut, make their first cut. We've had it happen several times before at the Scotch on the Rocks tournament. I hope that it happens again. I hope we get all sorts of, new fresh faces in there. And I do think that with our very difficult oil pattern that we have built, it's going to help that process for sure, because the harder you make the patterns, man, I truly do believe that it brings the field closer together.
Yeah, and that's kind of part of the theory of why, what makes BOPO so great and Bayside so great, even just for leagues, is that not only do you have the diversity of 4 men, 2 women on all the teams, you have to have 3 men and 1 woman bowl every game.
Yeah.
And also the patterns being so hard, it really does, the team averages do get more sandwiched together, So it definitely makes any given night people, there are certain teams can win. So it is great.
Sure.
And, it definitely, what we do with creating those harder sport patterns, not only does it make you a better bowler, make you hopefully a better spare shooter, it definitely adds to the Anthony White checking in with a yes vote. So definitely adds to the allure of the tournament being some of the toughest around that you can bowl in.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's we definitely like to hang our hat on that. And it's no offense to anyone that runs stuff that's a little softer and a little higher scoring. That's totally fine, and that's what they want to do. I don't care. What we do is run them hard all the time.
Yeah,
all the time. And but you never know. Maybe one of these times we'll put out a house shot. You never know.
Yeah. Maybe we're not completely against high ratios. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm just throwing it out there. So all right, voting is now closed, by the way, and the yeses won the final tally 6-1. So looks like we're
7 maybe with Anthony.
With Anthony, yeah. He kind of snuck in after the deadline, but
we'll give it to him.
He's got his nickname now. He has a nickname.
Yes, that's
it's
right.
Trick or Treat Tony.
Trick or Treat Tony.
Trick or Treat Tony.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Is he going to have to bring his little pumpkin
that'd be pretty
to
good.
the tournament?
Yeah.
So we could fucking throw candy.
Well, since it's Scotch doubles, will he give his partner tricks or treats?
Oh. I like that.
We're gonna find out.
You never know, because his partner is gonna have to pick up the shit he leaves.
Right, and that's like we're lefty righty, so it's cool to shoot spares that I don't normally shoot at a lot. Like same with you. And
Cool.
Yeah.
To shoot spares.
Right, as long as they're makeable spares. But like, so like if you leave a ding dong, that's actually going to be harder for me because
Totally.
the Durbin's on the other side, which
Right.
makes it
Almost
really
impossible.
right. So
Get your backup ball out.
yeah, apparently. So there's all kinds of fun stuff that comes into play though. Maybe I'll shoot more 10 pins. So
I don't know.
I remember last year there was like a
With
while
this
like
pattern, you might actually.
it's true. Speaking of this pattern, we need to reveal. We can't be teases. We can't be those guys.
Can't be those guys.
We can't be those guys.
All
we
right.
can't be the ones that tease and don't please. So,
So lay the tongue to it. Frank.
lay the tongue to it. Here we go. All right, let me take this off the screen, off the ticker.
Thank you guys for stopping in and voting. And by
All right.
voting, you guys will get the first look at tonight.
First look at the pattern. So I'm going to put the info for the pattern right out here for you. The pattern is called U.W.ILL Open. The U, instead of the US Open, the U will open. Length 44 feet. Volume 30.07 mils with a max ratio of 163:1. And let me get this on the screen for you. Check it out. It is our first asymmetric pattern.
Yeah, and I know asymmetric pattern, something that you've been wanting
It
us
is.
to do for a long time.
Absolutely.
We had designed a few of them and just kind of let them set in the back of the closet for a while because we only do so many tournaments a year. And, so we can only put out so many patterns a year.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? So this is one of the asymmetric patterns we had sitting in the closet, if you will.
Mhm.
We kind of pulled it back out.
We did when we saw what the US Open pattern was this year, and we were like, mother effer,
That's
this
one
is
of my
almost
patterns.
identical to what Ding Dong had in the machine, what in the computer.
So
It's pretty cool. So we just modified it a little bit.
Yeah.
And made it kind of basically like our version of pattern 2 from the US Open this year. It's not that far off. We got a little more volume on our pattern. Ratio's pretty low, 163:1, 44-foot pattern. And it's going to be, the asymmetry goes, you can see it, where it's got that kind of left shift to it there. So the righties will be able to play deeper, longer, and move further in.
Yep.
The lefties can try to play that shim a little bit, or they can try to get into that zone where it gets a little bit heavier, a little bit quicker.
for sure.
And so we want to try an asymmetric pattern. This is our first offer at it, and this is a pretty solid, legitimate pattern. Like this is something that you could see somewhere else, hopefully in the future. And I mean, something pretty close at the U.S. Open right now. They're bowling out a couple days ago.
Yeah, well, and we've been talking about that, Frankie. We put out these absolutely just brutal patterns
We do.
that
Yeah.
which we love and our bowlers love, but like also who else is going to put out these patterns?
Right.
And obviously not a lot of other people are putting
Sure.
them out. So we wanted to kind of put out a pattern that's brutally Frankie and Ding Dong tough,
Yeah.
but also something that somebody might actually put out for their bowlers out there. We've been wanting to do those asymmetric patterns for a while.
Yep.
It just so happened that day 2 popped up, and I was like, shit, that's one of our patterns we've built
It's
in
close.
the closet
It was
already.
very, very close. Like
Very
it was
close.
like
So close that it was like,
we had a
let's do
little like what you said, you had a little bit harder of a left shift on that pattern.
Yep.
And
I had a little bit more length,
little more length, a little more volume.
a little bit more speed sensitivity built
Right.
into
It's
our
got the speed
pattern.
bump at the back of the pattern, which
Bigger.
Nick Hoagland did. He has a
did,
small
yeah.
speed bump on theirs. This is a bigger speed bump. So I mean, there are similarities, but definitely some differences for sure. And so we think it's a pattern that will be a fun, interesting pattern. Our first asymmetric offering at it, so it should be a lot of fun. We hope people are going to enjoy it. You get to see first look at it right here on your screen. It's been up there the whole time. Let us know what you think in the comments. Anyone that's here right now, let us know what you think of this pattern. 30 mil should hold up quite well. Again, it's in that I would say what's considered a medium to medium high volume pattern, and I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be tough but fun and fair. And I think that that's what you're gonna see out of this pattern. And I'm really curious about the asymmetric part of it, the lefty righty, how that kind of plays. And Josh Delfonso says gross. Perfect. I like that.
And here's the other side of it. Now, of course, in the pros, they have a lot more rev rate and whatever.
Sure.
But where we built in a little bit more volume, we shouldn't have to see people lofting the gutter.
Right. You're not going to. Right. Exactly. And that's kind of the theory behind having that little bit of extra oil.
Right. Exactly.
I mean, it's not a crazy amount. I mean, 30 mils is it's a pretty standard amount.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. It's
crazy.
almost half what we put out last month. So
right.
I mean, it should be fun and interesting, and it's exciting. Like, it's exciting to have our first asymmetric offering, and we'll see how this goes. I mean, we may do more of this in the future and see how it goes. And
we
maybe
have
tweak it.
Other asym.
Yeah, and we'll tweak it. We'll tweak stuff like that. But this is definitely something I could see other places putting out if they want to do even qualifiers for something. Be like, hey, we want to do a qualifier for something, maybe or whatever. Then we'll put something like this out.
I'd see a PBA regional putting this out if they really wanted to put out a true test of bowling.
Yeah, it's tough. It's going to be tough. It'll be fun. So that's it. We got it out there for you guys. Your votes counted, and it's out. The U will open.
You will open. Yeah.
Length 44 feet, volume 30.07, ratio 163:1, max ratio. So pretty exciting stuff. Fun.
The name of it is fun too. It's
great.
UW
ill open.
It's almost like a throwback to our Beastie Bowlers too, like the license to ill.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes,
ill communications. It's the ill open.
Josh says, "Make your spares, kids." I hammered that point home.
Yes.
On the telecast last time because I was example A of making your spares. If I had the 2 single pins I missed, or what cost me to cut.
Yeah, because you're only 20 pins out.
That's 20 pins out. That's 22 pins.
Yep.
And so I missed those 2 8 pins. 8 pins, Jesus. And 22 pins gets me in.
That was a pretty tough pattern, though.
It was. It was tough. But again, no excuse for missing spares. So single pins. So especially ones that aren't on the corner of the lane. Anthony White says, "Who's tricking who?" Ha ha ha. Yeah. Well, hopefully treats for your partner. We'll find out. Tony, are you bowling with a lefty or righty? I don't remember. Are you guys side to side, or are you both lefties, or what's the story? I can't remember who you're bowling with now, so I'd have to go back to the sign-up sheet. The thing filled in an hour. That's a record for us. So
it's pretty awesome. Man.
So 64 bowlers, basically 32 teams of 2 signed up. Entries opened at 9. At 10 o'clock, we were full, and then we started a waiting list. And right now, there's only 7 on the waiting list, so that's actually not too bad. You know what I mean? There was 8, and one team had to drop out. So that allowed Little Pickle and Doc Moose to get in.
Oh, awesome.
She was super excited because I sent her a message that night, and I said, Pickle, check your messenger, or something like that, and check your messages. And then she sends me a message the next morning. She's like, oh, my God, I missed the message. I was in bed. I hope I'm not too late, please. And I was like, that's fine, because I went to bed like 5 minutes after I sent you the message, so you're fine. So they got in, and I'm pretty excited that they get in. And there's if you can't make it, let us know as soon as possible. Get outside of that 48-hour window. You don't want to get on the naughty list. So it should be a good time. Pretty excited for Scotch on the Rocks. And there's your oil pattern, folks. The FDDS will open oil pattern. So I'm going to leave that ticker going on the bottom. I'm going to take the picture off the screen so we can see AJ's smiling face behind us. We got Buttress jersey up there.
King
Aberlon hanging out with the track theorem. His pipe is empty. What's going on with King Aberlon? Is he poor right now?
Again,
What's that?
Was Avery over?
No, not in a while. So maybe the dogs are in here. Who knows? Yeah.
Oh, is that why they're sleeping?
That's a good possibility.
They mowed all their food and went to bed.
You're right. Yeah, they had the munchies. Is that what you're saying? We were hoping to have Travis Sparks come on tonight. He wanted to talk about some youth bowling stuff. He might be running just a few minutes late, which is okay. If there's anything else you guys want to talk about, we're here for you guys. Any other high score shout outs? Let me put that at the bottom of the screen right now. I didn't have anything specific high score, but I had a nice set.
Huge set.
786 Wednesday night. I chopped the spare. Brian says it's very bad to steal Johnny's rum. Joe Boo needs a refill. I think it's hilarious. Oh shit! And Brian, I can't wait to bowl doubles and trios. That's gonna be a lot of fun, by the way.
So speaking of high school bowling, actually this Saturday,
yes, I'll put that up.
Bowl,
yes,
9 a.m. is the state team finals, the championship. That bowling starts at 9,
There it is.
Bayside Bowl, and then the following Saturday will be the state individual championship finals in Bangor. Thank you
I'll put that
to
up there.
both Charlie Mitchell and the
Mhm.
staff at Bayside Bowl, and Angelina
There it
Nucci
is.
and the staff at Family Fun. Both great centers, great venues for these state finals for the high school teams. All teams will be giving a nod to the state finals, and then it's going to be, I think it's the top 50 bowlers for the individuals, which pretty much it lets almost everyone in, but bowlers had to participate in at least 3 out of the 5 competitions.
Okay, so basically the majority of the
comp.
comps. Yep, 60%. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, they have the participation to get into that, to qualify. That makes a lot of sense. So.
I do believe all of our players qualified for state individuals. So
excellent.
It would be a pretty fun event up there. I have 2 players that are going for their 3rd titles. Jason McCarthy going for his 3rd consecutive title.
Nice.
Which would be awesome because he is only a junior. So if he could go for the 4-peat would be amazing. And then my daughter, Brooke Gervais, Zen Turtle, going for her 3rd title. She won freshman year, was runner-up her sophomore year, won last year, and she's going
trying to look for 3 out of 4 and back-to-back. So that'll be fun. So good luck to all the bowlers. Obviously, good luck to Zen Turtle and Jason, obviously being on the high rollers. So we definitely extend our congratulations and hope to all of them, and hope to the team this Saturday to take home a title for Bayside High Rollers. So who won the title last season?
We did.
All right.
Yeah,
so
we're looking to defend. Yeah. I have, I would have even a stronger team if I had have this player Gary, who's he's committed to basketball, which is fine.
Yeah.
But he's an awesome bowler too.
I saw him bowl last. I was in there doing a practice session with Nut Sauce last Saturday, and
the junior gold.
The junior gold, and we went over and watched. And I'll tell you, Garrick's game is phenomenal. He has come such a long way. He is a great player. I'll tell you. And he's scary good.
Matt Cole, man, had a great look that day.
Oh my God!
So, I want to talk about high score shouts.
High score shout out right there, Matt Cole.
761 for his first 3 on the junior gold TV pattern.
Right, on the TV pattern.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. Yeah, he was on fire. He ended up winning that tournament.
Nice.
Zen ended up, this was her first actual qualifier since her injury back.
Yep.
She earned her spot to Junior Gold in Detroit, which was awesome. So we will be signing up for the DB8 shootout. Speaking of Travis Sparks, so Travis, if you're out there, save a spot Thursday night for a Zen Turtle. Should be bowling. Can't wait to see what the new ball is. Do you think he's probably going to do the new troublemaker? You think for this year? Or?
That would make a lot of sense. I mean, there's still a possibility of something.
It's plenty of time.
Plenty of time, but I mean, the new troublemaker would be phenomenal because I think last year the troublemaker was a great choice for that tournament. So, and Travis does a great job with the juniorbowling.com tour. So, and DV8 being a wonderful sponsor, that's a no-brainer. If you're going to Junior Gold, you have to bowl the shootout. It is the biggest no-brainer out there. You get to bowl on 4 patterns, and it kind of gets you ready for those short, medium, long you're going to see at Junior Gold. You get the ball, you have a chance to win a Junior Gold spot for the next year.
Yep.
I mean, it's a win-win-win.
Really. Yeah, you got Chuck Gardner's usually there.
Yep.
They usually have Packy there, shaking hands and everything, greeting the players. Just, it's really cool. Hoping to see them again there this year. We might even have, who knows? Matt Russo's wearing DB8 this year. We might even have a little appearance with him. He's having a heck of a year this year,
Oh, Scott Cabral checking in with a high score shout out.
That's right.
Junior in Rhode Island threw a 300 this last weekend. Callan Cabral, 13, shot his first 300 at East Providence. His hard work is paying off. Yes, I think I saw a video of that. That is
worked his game
unbelievable. Congratulations. That is at 13. That is wild. That is awesome. That is really cool.
Yeah,
that is really cool.
His last shot ripped the rack too, right in the pocket.
Awesome.
Great shot.
Awesome.
He is definitely working on his game. Nice high backswing.
Yeah.
Gets out of it good, rolling it good. Great work by Callan.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
He bowls all those DJBTs, all that tough stuff.
Yeah.
And that's helping out his game. And like these new bowlers that are coming up, like Eric Jones, look at his, finish in the US Open.
Yeah.
These bowlers are growing up bowling on this tough stuff, and man, it's making them even better players. Not to say that the pros that we have aren't good.
Yeah.
They're fucking good.
Yeah.
That's why they're there. But these new kids, man, they're learning stuff. Look at Simonson. Simonson's a perfect example.
Yeah.
They're learning stuff, and they're learning how to manipulate ball roll and do whatever they want, whenever they want.
Absolutely. Oh, speaking of high score shoutouts, Nate Purchase had a 300, 800 the other day. So, so congratulations to Nate on that. So that was pretty cool. So, they're all kind of leak in. There's so many that happen that we just, we that's why we depend on the viewers. Anything you guys remember. Thank you, Scott, for checking in with that. That's awesome. And congratulations to Callan for a phenomenal 300 game. 13 years old. That's wild. So that's really cool. So
that's really cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I like
and
that.
He's a one-hander, guys.
Yeah. I
He's
remember seeing that from the video. Yeah,
that's
that's pretty awesome. So Gasco said the spell check got him on that Joe Blues rum thing. That's pretty funny. I kind of figured that's what it was.
An awesome movie. Actually.
Yeah, Major League's a great movie. I actually still like Major League too because big Jack Parkman fan, So
wild thing.
There you go. All right. So so there is your the U Will Open oil pattern, 44 feet, 30.07 mils ratio. Not too many comments on the oil pattern. I thought we might get a few more people talking about it. It's back on your screen again.
They're probably like too busy vomiting now, and nervous.
Listen, I mean, anyone that had to bowl on what pattern last year has to be pretty happy that they're bowling on this instead.
Yeah, probably. If they know what they're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. So
at least you're not going to be forced to 6-0. You shouldn't be.
No.
With the volume that we put out there, you shouldn't be forced out.
Yeah, I mean, I think I can see the righties between 4th and 5th because of the asymmetry of the pattern shifting to that side a little bit.
Sure.
I mean, I can see a little 5th arrow action.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to get loft or 6th arrow or any of that kind of crazy stuff.
Yeah, it shouldn't be like last year.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be like the Open because there's more volume.
Yeah.
And there's less rev rate and less people playing the same part of the lane. You got to figure all these pros are playing the same part of the lane.
And remember, I mean, if your partner's just having an off day, you might just be shooting spare shots all day. So choose wisely on who starts the day. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, but so once you throw a strike,
yeah, that's true. That's true. At least you get one. You get one. You're guaranteed to throw one first ball if you lead off. So.
Oh shit!
So so we're pretty excited for that. I love Scotch on the Rocks. It's probably my favorite thing. So or One Ball Brawl is probably my favorite tournament.
One Ball Brawl is pretty awesome.
Yeah,
we still have the dual pattern tournament coming up.
Dual pattern coming up, and I guarantee you, we've now gone with a couple of patterns in a row that are, I think, going to be playable and put outable at other centers.
Yeah, and
not that we won't for the dual pattern, but I'm telling you right now. We're getting to our roots for dual pattern. Our roots.
So this pattern we're putting out right now,
because we've done thick and thin for dual pattern, and we've done long and short of it.
Yes.
For dual, and now it's dead flat 1-to-1s. Okay, on the 50 and the 30.
Sure. Yeah.
Thick and thin, same deal.
Just lots of volume.
Lots of volume, the same length, but lots of volume and almost no volume.
Yeah.
We're getting to our roots, folks. I'm just going to tell you that. That's your hint for down the road for a dual pattern tournament. Roots. Getting to our roots. Yep. Yeah. That's it.
No, and what's cool is when Frankie and Ding Dong puts out a dual pattern, it's going to be a true dual pattern.
Yes.
You are not going to be able to play the left lane like you play the right lane.
There's no chance. It'll be 0.0% chance you're playing those anywhere near the same. I guarantee it.
Remember that 50-foot flat fucking AJ was just throwing missiles?
Dude, it's absolutely.
Because there was zero fucking. Yeah. That was terrible. That was a terrible pattern.
That was a terrible pattern. You live and learn, though.
It was terrible, awesome.
Though. Yeah, I mean, they're all great in their own horrible way, but. So I think Trav might just be running, and we might just catch up with Travis next week. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, we're here every Friday pretty much. We want definitely next Friday we'd like to be on because we want to recap the KWT tournament, the Sphinx tournament for this week. We want to preview ours for the next Sunday. Anything that happens between now and then, any high scores, any other tournaments coming up that we can obviously plug and promote. anything in the area. You know, we want anything that people want to bowl. I know Cousin It was talking about maybe putting together a tournament up there in March.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about that. Bangor Sport Shot Series, I believe, is the Facebook page, and he has a question out there right now going on about a format change potentially for the next tournament.
Yeah, I don't mind the idea because he's looking at what the hell's the name of it? I bowled plenty of them. Sweeper.
Yes.
He's looking at sweeper, basically a sweeper. Like, you know, here's this, bang, you pay it out, and sweepers are fun. You know, it's good. So
it's easier for the center because you can just in and out in the game.
Oh, look who stopped in out of nowhere. Bill Green. Hey now, gentlemen. Hey, by the way, we had an Epstein reference earlier, so Ding Dong and I were talking. Can't remember what we were talking about. We were talking about other sports and like different things that happen. I talked about Aaron Hernandez, and then we were like, I was like, he pulled an Epstein or something. So,
yes.
So, Bill, I thought of you immediately when that came up. So, how you doing, brother? Hope you've been well.
Yeah. So Sunday should
Sunday,
be fun
Sphinx. Again, I think it's gonna be low scoring. Like I know we have a strong field. Sphinx was super low scoring last time I put that out on a tournament. It was I could not believe how low it was.
So tricky.
Yeah, and then I know 2-1. Like we bowl on a lot of stuff. Oh, Bill says I have another Epstein shirt coming. You guys are great. Tony says interesting theory. Maybe I'll start doing that. Yeah. So it should be low scoring. So we need to put out our predictions because we've been pretty close on some of them. For Sphinx, yeah. And then anyone in the comments before we end the stream, we want your prediction on what Brian's pretty good at this. Brian Gaskell, I think he almost nailed one of them. Like he was real close this season on one tournament. He might have even hit it.
I think so. We're taking 16 players.
16 on 64. So we'll go by the 16. But I mean, you know, depending. But
I'm gonna go with the cut number of -21.
-21. Okay, so you're going a little higher. Like I think. I was gonna go -30. Ooh. I think it's gonna take a 189 average to get in, so it's a -44.
Okay.
So give me -44 for the tournament for the cut.
All
right. Tony White checking in at -52, so that's pretty good guess. My initial guess was 36, but then I'm like, no, I think a 189 average. I think it'd be less than 190. So -44 is my final answer.
Okay. I like your number better than my number.
And you said -21.
Chance.
-21. -21 puts you at a 194.5 average.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, and if it starts with a negative sign, that's a good thing. And it'll definitely be a negative sign to get in.
Well, I was just looking at like the field.
And the field's strong. Like that's kind of what maybe you want to bump it up a little bit. But 16.
Storm's not going to be there, bummer.
No Storm. He wasn't on the list, and he might have a Semba or something that day because I know a lot of the Sembas can kind of. But Clausen's going to be there. So, by the way, Clausen, we're going to get a picture of you Sunday with the big check because I forgot the big check at our last tournament. Then, Mike, every single person that wins our tournament gets a picture with the big check. So you will get your picture with the big check that's right here. So the Frankie and Ding Dong official big check. Just give me one of them big ones like Happy Gilmore. That's
right, exactly. You can't cash that one though.
No, I would suggest not cashing it, but I think the money's already been spent, so that's fine.
Right.
So he says, Brian Gaskell says Semba is in Walnut Hill the same day. That makes sense. That's why Storm's not there. But
good luck to him.
Yeah, I hope he bowls well. Semba's a cool tournament. They're another one that runs super tough oil patterns. I love Semba. They're great. So.
Campfire Therapy is probably going to be at the Semba.
He probably will. Yeah. That would make sense. Yeah, because he's not on the list for Sunday. But so then the following Sunday, you got our event, and the Sunday after that, if anyone hasn't signed up yet, Brian, I don't know if you know because you're more connected than I am. Does NEBA still have any openings for doubles or trios? Do you know if there's any open spots? Because anyone, because that's going to be, I think, on a challenge pattern for the weekend. So that's going to be fun. That'll be.
Is there multiple squads?
I believe so. I'm not sure. I can't remember what we're signed up for, but
So is it like all the way down for the trios, all the way down through match play finals
the
on
same
Saturday,
day, yeah, and then the
then
doubles is Sunday,
all the way through. So
right.
it's going to be a long weekend.
Good. I'm hoping it's a long weekend.
Yeah.
Trios is one squad. Doubles has two. Okay, so that's good. But if they do have openings, I know you can sign up on the NEBA website. I think they have the instructions right on there on how to do it. So that's pretty cool. And so that should be a fun weekend. East Providence, fun house, a big house. So
yeah, Baja right down the street.
Yeah,
really good little Mexican place. Baja Grill. I think
Baja
so.
Grill. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So definitely check that out. We'll be staying down there for the weekend, I'm sure. So should be fun. Should be a good time.
Yeah,
and we got some of the NEBA guys up here this weekend. I mean, that bowl, like Stephen Major's one of them, Grindem, up here bowling, Clausen.
EP actually has that little fucking diner out front too by the street.
Yes.
Right in
at the
right up like
that little
parking
whatever
lot,
it's called.
actually.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, Travis said he's going to join us next week. He said, "Be well." No problem, Travis.
okay.
I'm glad you checked
Perfect.
in. Appreciate it.
Yeah, well, signups are out open for the DVH shootout. So, if you guys are heading out to Junior Gold anyways, make sure you sign up for that. It's a really great, just little tester tournament. Plus you get a bowling ball out of the deal.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Great tournament.
And I know Travis definitely wants to touch on a few other events that he's working on in the meantime that's coming up. So, again, anytime we get more information about regular events, junior events, whatever's out there, like I said, our tournament, we talked about the Semba. Brian brought up Semba. NEVA's in a couple weeks. Our event's next Sunday. So it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on. And we always love that. We love getting as much information about all the events as possible. And Brian did say that definitely openings as of now with that many lanes. Yeah, East Providence is a pretty big center. So,
beautiful center.
Yeah, it's beautiful
56
center. Is it 56, right? I think that's right. I think it's 56.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah.
That sounds right. So, so definitely check that out and get in if you haven't got in yet. It'll be a lot of fun. So, so good luck tomorrow at high school team.
Yeah, thank you.
So at Bayside, which will be fun. So, Dan checking in says, "Good evening, guys. Heading to Iowa tomorrow. Might make a stop in Chicago to watch a little PBA action on Monday and Tuesday. Very good. So
nice.
That's cool. That's very cool. So Dan, always good to check in. You and Lynn, hopefully you guys are doing well. And looking forward to supporting the boys, Anthony, Sean, AJ, all them. Hopefully they have a good week out there in the Chicagoland area. So that should be a lot of fun for them next week.
Yeah.
And Paul West checking in. The Bolero Youth Classic should be mentioned. 4,000 to first for every tournament, and there's 3 of them in New England. So
yes, I just actually heard about that. Courtney was looking it up on the way here. We were looking at a date at AMF Auburn.
Okay.
I do believe there's a date at AMF Cranston as well, and I can't remember what the other center is around here.
Yep.
But we were looking at the Auburn Center just because the Cranston, I believe, was March 9th and 10th, and we're going to be at Hobart William Smith for a kind of an orientation day for the new incoming.
Oh, okay.
freshmen
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know we talked on that about the last show with Zen Turtle signing and NIL and all that stuff, which is really cool. So pretty excited that she's going to be out there next season. I can't wait. I'm hoping to watch live streams of her bowling. I'm hoping that they have the ability to live stream those events. So
so the spring swing, if you will, schedule for this year's Hobart and William Smith girls team is out, and there's a lot of locations in New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
So hopefully this not like Mrs. Brady and I would love to go, drive to a couple events, spend the weekend. Yeah, it'd be good. So maybe we can have some Airbnb or something. And
what I thought was really cool is even Charlie was kind of like, "Oh, where's she going to be bowling?" I think he's interested in maybe going to watch her too. So maybe we'll get a big Bopo group down to go.
That'd be great.
Watch Zen roll. That would be great.
I brought that up like that, and that New England bowling thing where they have the voting on the different houses.
Yeah,
I think the final in the bracket that Bayside was in was Bayside and Langs, right? Was it Langs?
Langs, Bolorama.
Bolorama. And Charlie's like, definitely going to make a trip to Langs. And I said, Bopo road trip. And Charlie's like, great call. And I'm like, let's do it. Let's get a bunch of us down there and just invade the place. It'd be fun. Listen, in my experience, any place with Bolorama is pretty cool. It's almost always cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's almost always cool. Rutland, Bolorama, cool.
Yeah, Rut Vegas.
Callahan's, cool.
Yeah.
any place that has Bowl-O-Rama in it, I think I've never been in one that's just like some shithole you never want to go back to. They're always cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a shithole, but it's a cool shithole. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference.
Yeah.
So
there is a difference.
But Bowl-O-Rama, anything with Bowl-O-Rama on it is usually cool.
Yeah.
Almost always.
Yeah.
So
it's got that retro name 100%. Vibe, you know?
Yeah, and you should embrace it. If the name of your center has Bowl-O-Rama at the end, you should have like 1950s like orange chairs and just like
an old jukeboxes
and just embrace the whole Bowl-O-Rama environment.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe even have a smoking room still or something. Yeah,
like a cigar room,
humidor room. Yeah. Like wouldn't that be? That'd be
dope.
That'd be kind of cool to have.
You could have like a bourbon and cigar room, maybe.
Listen, a Scotch room.
Fuck.
A Scotch room. Now we're talking. That's right up Frankie. I hope Viking's watching. Viking. Yeah. We're gonna start a bowling alley and have a Scotch tasting room.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
Well, remember we talked about this. I would love for this to happen at some point.
Yeah, I didn't really have time to do much recruiting for this year. The thing of it is, though, okay, so if we do like a Scotch tasting with Scotch on the rocks,
we should do it the night before or something.
I don't know if we want to put out as hard of a pattern as we're putting out, because like people who are non-bowlers coming to watch like some of the sloppy shit we're going to be leaving on this pattern.
They're like,
might not
can't believe this guy's a professional bowler. He should be working at the snack bar.
Right.
Another Happy Gilmore reference.
Right? Yeah.
Hey, all right, so we're having way too much fun on a Friday night.
Test ourselves, I guess.
We do. So yeah, so thank you, Paul West, for bringing that up. We appreciate it. Dan, have some fun out there in the Midwest.
By the way, no one ever said I'm going to Iowa from Florida,
especially this time of year.
Right. This is
weird.
Like February, bro.
Listen, I'm telling you what, Dan, I'm coming down to your place, man.
If you're going to Iowa, I
get like either a Snapchat from him or Lynn of like the pool, like every day, and I'm just like, this is not right, because I walk outside and it's like 10 degrees and it's like, this is miserable.
You're fucking,
and I'm getting pictures of the pool
frozen from breathing.
And it's like, Burr, it's cold today, and it says like 60.
Right.
I would be very happy.
I have to have my pool heater on today.
Right. Meanwhile, I'd be jumping in that thing nude. Feel like, oh my God, this is so warm.
Amazing.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. So good luck to the Bayside High Rollers and all the teams bowling in the team championship tomorrow at Bayside Bowl. It should be a lot of fun. Shout out to all the kids. Hard work this year. Good luck tomorrow, and may the best team win. And all you're looking for is like good competition, good sportsmanship, and that's really what it's all about.
Yeah. And keep an eye out for that news story next week.
Absolutely.
I'm not sure when it will come out, but it'll be out there. Jeff Peterson did a great job. He had his Monty, his camera guy there, just amazing work. Took all sorts of shots, something like 70 different clips that he can use, and so it was kind of fun, actually,
awesome.
Being able to see that unfold and be a part of it. It was cool.
Yeah. I remember being part of the news one that when Avery was interviewed by Channel 6 News, and they did a whole story on her, and being the youngest female to shoot 300 in the state, and all that was just cool, So kind of going through that experience too, and I'm glad that that the team and everyone was able to get that experience, and it's awesome. So any exposure like that is great for high school bowling, youth bowling, all that stuff, which is awesome.
For sure.
So thank you to Jeff Peterson and the news company for covering that.
Yeah, so maybe it'll grow a little bit more. Maybe people will realize that, hey, this is an opportunity for kids, and if you don't have a sport that you're into or whatnot, maybe worth giving bowling a try.
Give bowling a try. You never know. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a lot of fun.
No one ever was born and just said, I want to play the oboe. They gave it a try.
They did at some point. Yeah, exactly. So. All right, so thank you again. We're going to be giving away this track theorem on Sunday at the KWT Sphinx 40 tournament. You get tickets at the check-in desk. Thank you to Brunswick Bowling for the bowling equipment this season. Thank you to Bowl Builders Pro Shop for providing free drilling of all the bowling balls this season. And to Orono Brewing, take advantage of the beer specials every Sunday. The tubular, the Kolsch, the seltzers, all $5 all day long for the tournament. So I'll definitely be taking advantage of the Kolsch. It's my favorite beer there by a mile. And Yeah, the buckets will probably be flowing Sunday morning because we're bowling right next to the lane of dicks. So,
Lane of dicks. So
yeah. Adam Lemariche checking in on YouTube. Stacked U.S. Open stepladder final. I did not see the final 5 because we were in here. The girls were watching it in the other room. So I don't know who ended up making it. Can someone just list them real quick before we get off the air? Because I'm pretty excited to find out. It looked like it could have been a loaded field. And
I'd be kind of upset if Simo didn't win. He's been absolutely.
I'm hoping Billy O makes it. Yeah, dude, I want Billy. Oh, so Billy O did make it. Good, because imagine he starts the season with back-to-back majors.
That'd be amazing.
Like literally, it's going to be almost impossible to pry Player of the Year out of his hands 2 events into the season. Seriously, you start 2 wins, 2 majors. Like how fucking cool would that be?
Yeah.
All right, so it's this is stacked. Simo, Belmo, Troop, Tackett, O'Neill.
No shit.
Wow, now that is a stacked show.
Yeah.
Wow.
As it should be. It's the U.S. Open.
U.S. Open's probably arguably the hardest tournament to win. I mean, the Masters is hard just in a different way because of the total match play format, double elimination match play. Once you get through qualifying, it's brutal.
Yeah.
So you can run into someone hot and you get in that losers bracket. It's a long way to go if you get there early. So
yeah.
U.S. Open, as far as like total number of games and the different brutal patterns, is super hard. 56 games. But the Masters is right up there, just at a different type of hard. You know what I mean? So,
well, and I know.
Yeah, buddy, Hammer for the win. I'm with you. Give me Billy O. Yeah, I'll take Billy O all day.
To some people, this might sound stupid, but like you can only check in 10 balls.
Yeah,
4 different patterns.
Yeah,
you can only check in 10 balls. Now, some people might be like, "Oh, fucking 10 balls, blah blah blah, this and that." But like me looking at it, like. 4 patterns, and I can only check in 10 balls.
Yeah,
that's going to be some decision making.
And if you're one of the guys that uses a spare ball, you're down to 9.
Right.
So it is an advantage to the guys, I think, that can that use their like. I'm slowly transitioning away from having a spare ball in my bag. When I bowl the sport shots, I don't even bring my spare ball with me. I just use my urethane for the spare shots. So, yeah, good call at the last tournament. When you're what? Yeah, Adam says he's going with EJ for the win. It wouldn't be a surprise. I mean, EJ is coming off that monstrous Player of the Year. Dell says when you're the best in the world, 10 is more than enough. I mean, yeah, but yes and no. I mean, the good thing is you can unlimited surface changes between days, right? So I mean, you can, and if urethane plays and you got a couple urethanes in your bag, then it does limit your choices. But
I agree.
You don't have to worry about it as much. But if it's not in play and you have a couple urethanes in your bag, now all of a sudden you could be fishing. So
well, and here's the problem though is not only is it 4 different patterns, but it's 8 game blocks. There's a hell of a lot of transition.
Yeah, especially on the right, blocks. For sure.
And as you know, like some of these players that even used the purples back in the day, or even for like Yesfer using the pitch blacks, he'd have 2 fucking bags, or
fresh surface
have
ones.
2 bags of each of those. That's 6 purples or 6 pitch blacks right there alone.
Right.
If you can only check in 10 balls. You're not bringing in 2 bags of the same ball.
Right, for sure.
So, it definitely changes that dynamic a lot, in my opinion.
Right.
In my opinion.
Yeah, it can. Yeah. I mean, so it's not like you can go out and drill 4 new balls in between blocks. So it definitely makes a difference.
And then 8 game blocks, it's a lot of transition.
A lot of transition.
To only have 10 options throughout the whole week.
Just like the kids at Junior Gold only get 5
options.
That's it. Yeah. So.
Which is the dumbest thing ever. USBC, look at this rule, okay? Change it to 6. If you guys have ever rolled a fucking 3-ball tote with only 2 balls in it, it doesn't happen.
It sucks to roll one. Yeah, I know. I agree.
Let them take the 6 balls. They all have 2 3-ball totes.
3-ball bags. Yeah, 2 3-ball totes.
Just let them take the 6 balls.
I agree. 6 would make way more sense. Yeah,
way more sense.
Right. But again, so this is a USBC tournament, the US Open. Yeah. They allow the best in the world 10 balls, but they allow kids that are still learning only 5.
Only 5 balls, and they put them on hard. Well, just as hard.
But I mean, they're bowling on 4 different patterns.
But they don't tell you.
But they don't get any information. Right? They get 0 information.
Right? They tell these guys what the patterns are. They don't tell you what the patterns are. They just tell you, oh, you're going to be bowling on at least 1 short, 1 medium, 1 long.
Right.
But you're going to have 2 of one of those in there somewhere.
Right.
And you get 5 balls You know, you can use 9 or
I
something.
mean, you can pretty much
in practice.
guarantee it's going to be a short, a long, and 2 mediums. Basically, is what it ends up being.
Most of
like
the time,
a
yeah.
longer medium and a shorter medium, or a heavier and a lighter, however it works out. But for the most part, every year we went, that was pretty much like that. I mean, they used to do 5 oil patterns, I think, when we first did it, because they had 5 days of quality. I don't know, whatever it was. It was crazy. Or three days of 5 games. There was 3 different patterns, but it was 5 games instead of. It was just different. So now it's 4 games of 4, right?
4
for 4 games, yeah. So yeah. Cool. Well, that pretty much covers everything tonight. We just kind of went off the rails there for an extra 10 or 15 minutes, which is fine. That's what happens. You know, we get new information in, people in comments are interacting, so we're totally in for
That's
it.
good,
So, yeah, thank you everyone who checked in tonight. And you know, we'll be live on Sunday. I don't know if you're gonna do any streaming this weekend. Maybe
Maybe
the
at
tournament on
least,
Saturday.
yeah, on the Bayside High Roller page at least. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if we'll be doing it on the FDDS page.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. We're not sure. What time does it start Saturday?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. Okay.
9 a.m. at Bayside Bowl. Yeah.
Okay,
and
cool.
then 9 a.m. at Family Fun in Bangor the following
Saturday.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you got a couple long weekends ahead of you then.
Yes.
Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
and then I work overnight Sunday.
and then you work overnight. Perfect. So excellent.
Great.
All right. So thank you everyone for checking in tonight. We'll see you from Bayside Bowl Sunday for the Sphinx tournament. Check out the Bayside High Roller page. If there's anything going on, it'll be on that page for the team tournament tomorrow. And thank you to all of our sponsors and everyone for tuning in. And much love. Thank you everyone for checking in tonight in the comment section. And you got first look at the You Will Open oil pattern for the FDDS Scotch on the Rocks tournament coming your way February 11th at Bayside Bowl. So definitely check that out. And we'll make sure we get the pattern information out tomorrow morning. As Ding Dong says, you guys got the information tonight for being in here. Everyone else has to wait till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Thank you for tuning in, everyone. I appreciate it. And as King Ding Dong always says,